hello. Happy Monday, everyone. Make sure that you guys are sharing this information so that nobody misses book club. If you care about your friends and your family, you want people to level up with you, make sure that you are sending out those last minute reminders, letting everybody know that book club is live. I am going to do that right now myself. Let's go ahead and spread the word. Hoping that all of you had an amazing weekend. Happy Monday to you all. It's amazing to be here with you, to be alive, to have experienced, just newness of life, meeting people, meeting new people every single day, right? And especially this weekend, we were out doing some things out and about, and we were able to meet quite a few people this weekend. So as you're logging on, you guys, let me know what city, what state you might be logging in from. I am spreading the word for people to get on. Click the link below. Let me know where you are logging in from. You guys, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to spread the word that book club is actually starting. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure everybody knows that book club is starting. All right, I see Pittsburgh in the house. We got the nation's capital. Let's see if y'all know what the nation's capital is. Right, let's see if y'all know what the nation's capital is. Shout it out, shout it out, shout it out. Let's get everybody on here. We want to make sure nobody misses book club. Okay, we want to make sure nobody misses book club. No one misses book club. Make sure you are sending out the reminders to people, letting them know that we are live on book club, and we don't want anyone to miss an opportunity to grow and learn, especially because we are able to grow and learn together. All right. So I am posting it in a few different chats. And I need one more. Just y'all give me one more moment, and I'll be done in a second. All right. Almost done. This is my last post, and we should be good to go. All right. All right. So let me know, you guys, as I said, where are you actually logging in from? What did you do this weekend? Hold on, y'all. This is just trying to keep telling me my alarm kept going off to remind me that we had book club. All right, so we're reading the Power of One More by Ed Mylett, and you guys don't even need the book. Lanisha, it is so good to see you. I haven't seen you here in quite a while. All right, it's so good to see you here. We're reading this book. You don't even need the book. So for those of you, hey Janella, I see you back she's in the studio. For those of you who are reading this book with us and have been reading from the beginning, can you drop a few of the ways that the Power of One More has helped you to grow? All right, so we're in chapter 14, One More Inconvenience. Inconvenience. Now, you all know how I feel about words, and let's see, what does the word inconvenience, let's see the definition of the word inconvenience. Okay, hold on one second, y'all. Let's see. Hold on. Change is gonna come. Ooh. Hold on, yeah. All right, so all right, y'all. Let's look up the word. I see you, Philadelphia. Let's look up the definition of the word inconvenience. Definition of inconvenience. Trouble or difficulty caused to one's personal requirements or comfort. I'm going to say it again. The word inconvenience means trouble or difficulty caused to one's personal requirements or comfort. Inconvenience means cause trouble or difficulty to. This is smacking us in the face right from the door, right? Inconvenience means 1 second. Inconvenience, meaning a state or an example of problems or trouble, often causing, listen, a delay or a loss of comfort. I want y'all to type that in the chat. An inconvenience is a loss of comfort. We fitting to get smacked in the face today. I feel it. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And that is a great word by the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So we just learned that the word inconvenience means loss of comfort. Inconvenience. Here's a simple but compelling fact about the way the world works. Convenience and greatness cannot coexist. Convenience and greatness cannot coexist. I'm going to say it again. Here's a simple but compelling fact about the way the world works. Convenience and greatness cannot coexist. So, y'all, that means we want greatness, we want success, but there's a whole lot of people that's like, but I don't want it to not feel good. What's so crazy as I'm thinking, Robin, Sally, Tedra, Shammy Sham, Jason Jones, as I'm thinking about how great success feels. It doesn't feel good or convenient during the process, but the reward is amazing. Okay. If you can accept that many of the great things that I'm sorry. Let me go back. I missed the sentence. Convenience and greatness cannot coexist. They are diametrically opposed forces. So greatness and convenience are opposed forces. If you can accept that many of the great things that you want in life will be inconvenient, from start to finish, you're well on your way to becoming a one more thinker. Inconveniences are the challenges that you must overcome to have a shot at accomplishing anything significant. These inconveniences can be anything from getting up at 5 a.m. to make a 7 a.m. meeting with your professor when you're working on your master's degree, or running 75 miles a week to prep for your first marathon. Even your feet are on fire because they're covered with blisters. It could be going through 4 months of morning sickness before you give birth, or putting in 60 hours a week to be the top salesperson for your company. Paying the price for inconvenience is no guarantee you'll succeed. But if you don't inconvenience yourself and confront the difficult things in front of you, you'll have no chance at ending up where you want to be in life. I'm not stuck, y'all. I think I'm going to sip some water on that one. I'm not stuck. Y'all, I've been eating these skinny candies that we're about to bring out, and I didn't even have any today or yesterday, and I just am so thirsty ever since. And it had a lasting effect. Yesterday, I had no appetite, hardly little to no appetite a day later. Y'all. So paying the price for inconvenience is no guarantee you'll succeed. But if you don't inconvenience yourself and confront the difficult things in front of you, you'll have no chance at ending up where you want to be in life. Embracing inconvenience as a way of life. Think about the most extraordinary things that you've been blessed with in your life. Chances are they started as something inconvenient. A championship you won, adding 25 pounds of muscle while lowering your body fat by 50%. earning a raise or a promotion at work, you sacrificed some part of your life to reach these goals. Even if you did so willingly, those sacrifices came with some degree of inconvenience attached to them. However, on the other side of all of these amazing accomplishments are the most exceptional memories, events, relationships, and possessions in your life. That's why, as unusual as it seems, if you want a fulfilling and blissful existence, you must embrace inconvenience as a way of life. Somebody type that in to the chat. You must learn to embrace inconvenience as a way of life. So I think about it. Is it convenient for me to go to the gym even when I was struggling and suffering with sciatica pain, yet I was still in the gym every single day, regardless of the pain? As a matter of fact, so to the point where my god brother said to me yesterday, "What do you mean you've been suffering with sciatica?" Because I sent him some product that I wanted him to try because he couldn't walk. And I said, yes. I said, I had been, past tense, suffering with sciatica. He said, well, what do you mean? You've been in the gym. You haven't stopped going to the gym. I said, I know, because I kept my goals in front of me. Like, I know what I want to look like and feel like and be like. And had I sat still, Tedra, I would have made the pain even worse. Learning to embrace inconvenience as a way of life. Let me pose this question to you. If you have a daily or weekly to-do list, how do you attack that list? Often, to make ourselves feel like we're accomplishing something, we'll do the easy things first. That's because doing the easy stuff is usually recommended, and in some cases, it's celebrated. Well, celebrate if you want, but all you're doing is celebrating being average and ordinary. Ruh-roh. So when we celebrate the little things, I was actually convicted of it. And I've been convicted of it for a couple of weeks now. I'm getting ready to make a move that I'm getting ready to do something that I know it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. But if we're celebrating the little things, the easy stuff, we're celebrating is being average and ordinary. I guess that's why, Tedra, you don't get a big championship trophy unless you win the championship. You don't get a trophy for coming to practice. You know, it's funny. I'm reading a comment, and it says, this book has taught me the power of mastering emotions. I learned a long time ago, ain't no feelings in finance. Because when you mix the two, you ain't making no money. I've learned, and I had to start asking myself questions like, do these feelings, are they serving me for the greater good? So feelings, and you know what? Emotions, y'all ought to really go look up the definition of the word emotions. Because when we looked them up, we found out, Janice, that emotions aren't feelings at all. That emotions are actually decisions.
Sorry, I don't understand.
That's what we found out. So this says, I don't even remember where I'm at. And then where you want to be in life. All right. Doing some easy stuff. Usually recommended. Okay, but all you're doing is celebrating being average and ordinary. What if you started attacking your day by doing the most difficult and inconvenient things, not first things first, or feared things first? Sally, most people do what they fear first, or they do the easy stuff first. Start by doing difficult and inconvenient things first. When you do hard, challenging, and inconvenient things, you'll soon realize your biggest, best, most amazing dreams are on the other side of the tallest hills that you must climb. It's not the correct mindset to put pressure on yourself to do inconvenient things either. You'll also need to enjoy doing them. I guarantee you will be a much happier person in the end. Satisfaction and self esteem come from accomplishing inconvenient tasks. But instead of embracing the inconvenient, most of us avoid it. The unfortunate byproduct is that we never fully realize what we're capable of and who the best version of ourselves is. So, when you go to the gym and you conveniently, like I was conveniently on the treadmill for 30 minutes, I could do it with my eyes closed, Deborah. It took me no thinking, no nothing. Then I said, well, let me go to the Stairmaster. Now, going to the Stairmaster, that was a whole nother ball game because it wasn't convenient. It wasn't simple. My brain wasn't bouncing right back to the thing that it knew how to do. Because when we keep it easy, simple, that just means that we're taking our brain right back to that place where we already know how to accomplish a thing. But instead of embracing the inconvenient, most of us avoid it. And the unfortunate byproduct is that we never fully realize what we're capable of and who the best version of ourselves is. So imagine this. Some people who won't lose weight until there's a challenge. Because you're settling for what you're capable of. So there's a relationship between inconvenience and controversy. When you decide to do something great with your life, get ready. You're going to be controversial. Controversy is inconvenient. Inconvenience ruffles feathers. See, because what happens, Tedra, is when you start getting to the point where you decide to live in the inconvenience, that means you say no a lot more to people. Or as a matter of fact, you might not even respond to some low vibrational things. That ruffles feathers because you've decided that you no longer want to live in the convenience. But now when you decide to go to the inconvenient, it ruffles feathers. Going with the flow, kicking back, and chilling means you'll never take any heat. You'll never be uncomfortable. You'll never be inconvenienced, but you'll also never do anything great either. If you're a leader of any sort, whether a CEO, a captain of a team, or even a leader of your family, you must challenge those under you to do uncomfortable and inconvenient things as well. It's the only way that they'll achieve greatness too. As a leader, it's part of what you're charged with doing. You know what's amazing? People think that leadership is fun. People think that leadership is fun. People think it's a party. Oh, because the leaders, they get to sit in the front and they get to go into places early and they get VI and they get this and they get that. And you don't know that behind the scenes, you don't know what it's like to have to make a decision that you got to cut some people's umbilical cords off because they still want to crawl, even though they know how to walk, leap, and run. But you're watching them settling for average, and so that it doesn't. Some of y'all talking to people that are low vibrational all the time, which is why you can't get any further. You can't go any further. You can't go past where you are because you keep talking to people that are low vibrational. You keep talking to people that are complaining and whining and crying, and you keep allowing yourself. Some of y'all allowing yourself to be a garbage can. You're allowing people to come keep bringing you a bunch of stuff. Well, why she say that? Well, why, and I mean, why they doing that? Why we got to do that? And here you are, the garbage can. Now you're allowing because you like, because that makes you feel important. Because everybody, as a matter of fact, why? If somebody keeps bringing you stuff, why? Why they keep bringing you stuff? Because they too coward to go to the source. Let me tell you when they'll stop bringing you stuff. When you stop answering the phone for it. When you stop listening to the foolishness because it make you feel good. Because you know what? You would rather hear it from them because the people that you, I guess, working with, they ain't calling you. They don't want nothing. So you'd rather listen to this foolishness over here. Because you let them. Exactly, Miss Brenda. You let them. Why are they bringing that to you? Great leaders are often great mentors. You mentor people by getting them to become one more thinkers and do inconvenient things that will create personal and professional growth. If you are a leader, it is your job to cut the cord, cut the umbilical cord, get them off the pacifier, get them off the breast, and force them to walk. But most leaders won't do that because it makes them feel good to be needed in that capacity. You know what a lot of people will say to me, Tracy? They'll be like, well, Coach, I wasn't going to call you with that. Exactly, you weren't. Because I'm not listening to that. It's like that song. Oh, I can't go for that. No, no can do. I can't go for that. No, I can't go for that. I can't go for that. I can't go for that. Can't go for that. Yeah. I'm not going for that because I know that you can do more that you're doing. You know how I know? Because if your life depended on it, you would. Just like Renee, just like a mother can lift a car off her baby if her baby was stuck up underneath a car. She don't need a coaching session for that. She don't need the plan. She don't need to know how you made the car. She doesn't need to know how much the car weigh. She doesn't need to know where the car came from. She doesn't need to know any of that. If a baby gets stuck up underneath a car, immediately she's just gonna she's gonna lift the car off the baby. Now, if you ask the mother to go back and do it again without those same circumstances, it won't or can't be done. So you must create a culture in your company, in your team, or your own family of doing unknown, demanding, and inconvenient things. So, I'm in a company, you guys, and there's a requirement. We have a huge incentive for our event in Philadelphia in July. And the requirement for that event, you got to be a certain rank or a certain volume edition by Tuesday night at midnight. Okay? It is inconvenient for some. Unknown. It's demanding for some. Right? But the reality of it is, and what you get, the reward that you get in the end is so worth it. Because there's going to be a transfer of some things, a transfer of courage, a transfer of inspiration, a transfer that's going to take place in your life that could change your life for the rest of your life. So in the beginning, you create culture in your company, your team, and your own family of doing unknown, demanding, and inconvenient things. If you're diligent in this area, the collective results will be stunning. Now, take those short-term accomplishments and apply the variable of time. Think about the possibilities when you stack up 1 month, 1 year, or a decade's worth of doing inconvenient things. Imagine this, Tedra. At the end of 5 weeks, when you realize that you did inconvenient things in 5 weeks in a row, what that does, Tedra, is it stretches the muscle memory. And you like, I was sitting around doing nothing. And now I'm every week learning every week to stretch that muscle to do a certain thing inconvenient, right? Stretch, 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 stretch. Do y'all get it? So now you take those a decade worth of income. When you build the habit, oh, there it is, of doing inconvenient things into your life over time, can you imagine how amazing your life will be? The relationship between inconvenience and greatness. Your biggest dreams never materialize if you gravitate towards convenience. Convenience is your optimum health. I'm sorry, convenience and your optimum health do not exist, do not coexist. So you want your optimum health? Convenience and optimum health, they don't coexist. Your ideal relationship is never born out of convenience. If you want to be wealthy, the path to a bigger bank account will be incredibly challenging and by no means convenient. When you live a life of convenience, you're at odds with living a life of greatness. Oh my gosh. Gosh almighty, that is a word right there. When you live a life of convenience, you are at odds with living a life of greatness. If anything has to come to you in a particularly easy way, you may like the result, but you will not savor it as much as something else you had to struggle and fight to achieve. Our minds are not only hardwired solely to seek comfort and convenience. For many of us, we're also hardwired to ease up on the gas when we think we've gotten to where we want to be with some part of our life. We often tell ourselves we want only the best outcomes, and we may even try to design a life that appears to point to a higher level. But in reality, we often create processes to avoid inconvenience and conflict. When we do this, we're steering ourselves toward a life that already exists. You know why some of y'all super bored with life? Because you've steered yourself towards an outcome in life that already existed. You are like the Groundhog Day. Life, you on a hamster wheel, doing the same thing over and over and over and over because it's easy. And now you're bored. And now you're looking in the mirror and you don't like yourself. And now you're miserable. And now your self-esteem is down. Because you refused to do what's inconvenient. Because you liked all of that pacification in the convenient, and now you're bored. To further justify our efforts, we even enlist others to confirm that we're on the right path. Those people often collude with us in our self-deception. Don't beat yourself up if this sounds like you. So let me tell y'all what people do. Tracy, I hope you're there. I hope you got my back. This is what people do. They don't like something I said, or they don't like something like my business partner, Stanisha, said. Right? So then they go calling around to find other people to co-sign. I mean, did you like how she said what she said? Why she had to say it like that? No, I ain't. 5 pounds. Nah, well, I'm not doing that. I'll lose the way I want to lose it. I'm grown. Tracy, I'm going to just keep reading the book because it says those people often collude with us in our self-deception. Don't beat yourself up if this sounds like you. It happens to a lot of people more often than not. We also compare ourselves instead of drawing on our own value and capabilities. Mimicking others is an act of convenience. Oh my God. Mimicking others is an act of convenience. Mimicking others is an act of convenience. I can't even. Mimicking others is an act of convenience. When we become leaders of our own lives, we don't copy anyone. We recognize our journey is ours alone. It's okay to draw on others as sources of inspiration and knowledge. In fact, it's essential. However, you must be mindful enough to know where to draw the line. You must figure out how to cherry pick the right information and use it to your fullest advantage. That's not to say you shouldn't make your life more convenient, but you must understand the role convenience plays in achieving your highest levels and setting your highest level standards. It requires fighting your pre-existing habits of working toward convenience and replacing those with habits centered around results. Habits that are centered around results. If what you're doing is not working, then you're doing the convenient. And now you must do what's inconvenient, because then it will be what? Centered around results. Those, you got to change those habits to be centered around results. Those results are the end product of thinking about what you value, applying a standard that aligns with those values, and producing an outcome that thrusts you forward to a more remarkable and authentic life. Best-selling author Haruki Murakami, Japanese, put it at best when he said, "Your work should be an act of love, not a marriage of convenience." If you're only interested in reaching a level of convenience, you'll achieve a lot less than doing whatever it takes when you're committed to a higher level of greatness. Let me tell y'all something. I am every day pushing myself to get past where I was the day before. I literally am my own critic. I am my own measurement of, like, I am competing with me every day. I did X, Y, and Z yesterday, or I did X, Y, and Z last weekend. Well, this weekend I need to do this, that. If I know that a holiday is coming up, right? And I know how business can tend to be like, right? Hey, Sonia, right? Then you got to get in front of the holiday. You don't wait until it get here and then be like, oh, you know what? Nobody wants my vacuum cleaners. No, because they've already cleaned up the house and gotten everything ready for their guests. Nobody wants my hand sanitizers. Nobody wants my X, Y, and Z. You know, as a hairstylist, when I was in the salon, most of the people that would walk in would want me to do their hair. Because out of me and several of the other young ladies who were in the salon, I was the only one whose hair was always done. So they wanted to sit in my chair because I was a representation. Whether I could style or not, even though thank God I could, they didn't really care. I looked the part. Look, Tracy was in the shop with me many a days. Because I looked the part, people would walk in and they would say, I want her to do my hair because she looked like I'm telling you, right? And so if you achieve a lot less of whatever it takes to be committed to a higher level of greatness, why you need inconvenience in your life. If you're going through something challenging, it may be a sign that you're on to something special. So for those of you that are in a season of challenging, you are on your way to something special, perhaps, right? It could be unique or even once in a lifetime. Understand there is a significant difference between inconvenience and problems. There is a big difference between inconvenience and problems. You know, we were talking, as Tanisha and I say it all the time, broke is a spiritual problem. People who can't follow directions and they're always doing the opposite of what you tell them to do, that's a spiritual problem. There is a spiritual thing going on. If you find there are people that constantly doing the opposite of what you tell them to do, it's spiritual. And the moment you get the spiritual thing right, everything else in your life will have a flow. Robert Fulghum, best-selling author of books like All I Really Need to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten, explained it this way. Life is lumpy, and a lump in the oatmeal, a lump in the throat, and a lump in the breast are not the same lump. One should learn the difference. Let me say it again. Life is lumpy. That's right. Broke is about being broken. I was there. Life is lumpy. A lump in oatmeal, a lump in your throat, and a lump in the breast are not the same lump. One should know the difference. Learn to recognize the difference between a problem and inconvenience. Once you do that, here's why you need that inconvenience in your life. Ask any multimillionaire if getting wealthy was convenient. They may enjoy the challenge, but they'll also tell you it was one of the most inconvenient journeys of their lifetime. If you think it's easy when you're alone at the office while everyone else is out partying on a Friday night, or if you're bleeding money even though you're working your butt off to try and sell your dream to anybody who will listen, or you're weary from the ongoing daunting task of turning over every stone looking for new clients and prospects, then you've never gone through the struggles and challenges it takes to become wealthy like I did for years upon years. Here's something else we can all relate to. What do you think the response will be if you ask somebody how convenient it was to lose 50, 75, or 100 or more pounds? So many people stay fat for a reason. We all know fat is uncomfortable. But for many people, losing weight is an uncomfortable challenge despite the obvious benefits. Do you think it's convenient to get up and go to the gym on those days when you're sore and your muscles ache because you've worked out that way before? How about prepping all your food in advance or fighting off cravings for food you love that is also bad for you? Fast food addictions don't always get the attention they deserve, but many of us stand no chance against the speed, convenience, and taste temptations of a Whopper or a Big Mac or what a Big Mac offers. Even the simple act of drinking a gallon of water a day when you're hooked up on sodas is deceptively inconvenient. The point is this: inconvenience is a challenge. Inconvenience is not easy. But in the long run, convenience is a lot worse. I ask people all the time, well, how's that working out for you? I'm going to just drink some water on that one. How is that working out for you? Oh, certainly. It was inconvenient to go get up and go to the gym. Oh, it was inconvenient to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, it was inconvenient. Well, I ain't like the way, I ain't like that, and I don't want to do that. Oh, it was inconvenient. But convenience is even worse. Here's the other thing. Convenience never lasts. Convenience never lasts. If you don't put in the work, sooner or later, what you've got will go away. It could be flat out, just take it away. Your uninspired, lackluster behavior could cause you to drop the ball, or fate will simply say, enough! And the powers of the universe will put you in a different set of circumstances. Rarely are those circumstances better. One more thinkers do hard and inconvenient things because they understand what it means when they do them. They attack inconvenient things with a sense of urgency. Life becomes more meaningful when you realize after you live a moment, it's gone forever. You can never get it back. And wasted time is one of the biggest crimes you can commit against yourself. You know, it's funny. My mentor, my big little sis, because she's much younger than me, okay? As a matter of fact, I am old enough to be her mama, but she's my mentor. And when she calls me and says, Nina, now here's the deal. She talks to me a little bit differently because she knows that I've had massive success before. But Tedra, but Tracy, I have not had her level of success. And although I've had massive success, not just a little bit of success, and none of my success was ever given to me. Meaning nobody built my organizations for me. Nobody threw me a bunch of bones. None of that happened for me. I wasn't just in the right place at the right time. I've always built my organizations, massive success, right? But I still haven't had as much success as she has. But guess what, Tedra? Guess what, Yolanda? Guess what? Guess what, Janice? Guess what, Latifa? When she calls and instructs that I should do X, Y, and Z, most times I've already started it before we even get off the phone. And she'll be like, what are you doing? I'm taking notes. Most times when we're talking, and you can ask her, and she will tell you, most times that she and I are on the phone, I'm taking notes. Because I value the gift that I have in her. I don't take her for granted. And I'm coachable even though I have had massive success. Tracy, to the point where when she starts talking, I'm taking notes. Number one, because I value her time, Tracy. And because what I'm not going to do is go back and be like, oh, what did you say I should do again? No, I don't need to have a second conversation. I'm not making any mistakes when she tells me what to do because I wrote it down. Because I honor and respect who she is, a top income earner in the industry, not just in my company. So I don't play no games. I don't waste her time. I don't kick on the phone with her. It's all, everything she says, as far as I'm concerned, everything she says is a lesson. And I'm usually writing every single time we're on the phone. And she'll be like, what are you writing? Notes. Notes. I don't get in my feelings when I feel like, but dang, I just did everything that way. And then she comes back and she's like, no, you do this now. And I'm like, but I just did that. And I don't even say that to her. In my mind, I'm like, dang, what I had just, okay. All right, no problem. And then I just go back to what I had already previous, because guess what? Just because the mentor gives it to you doesn't mean next week is going to be the same thing or the same play. So I don't then say, well, dang, Stanisha, you told me to do it X, Y, and Z way last week or last month. Now I got to do it this way? Yes, because maybe the download is a little bit different. And every good coach tweaks. So coaches call timeouts. And in the middle of a game, when they're seeing, hold on, okay, I need to move that because that ain't working right there. And okay, it's a hole, a gap right there. Okay, we got to change this play. We got to run a different play. They're figuring out the deep. They're figuring out how to defend us because we're running this play. We kept running this play, and you know a pivot was needed. Time out, time out, time out, time out, time out. But now you mad because dang, I just figured out how to run that play. This book says that we now have to seek inconvenient relationships. See, there's a whole lot of people that run from being close to me, right? They think they want to be close to me, Tedra, right? Tracy, can I get an amen? They think they want to be close to me, right? But then once a person realizes in order to be close to me, everything about you has to level up. Then they like, I don't want to be close to her no more. But you must seek relationships that are inconvenient. You can't navigate this world alone. What do you look for in a relationship? Is it trust, respect, empathy, honesty? Good relationships are built on many foundational principles, pillars, but I'll bet you never thought one of those pillars is inconvenience. The fact is that in friendship and loving relationships, built on convenience are not quality relationships. The best relationships are not about being by your side only when it's convenient. It's about being there when it's not. When you're in trouble, when you need help, those close to you will rally around you to be willing to sacrifice some part of their being, even if it's inconvenient for them. You might need money or a shoulder to cry on. Maybe your car's broke down and you need a ride to and from work for a week. It could be something as simple as just being a good listener. Recognize the difference between someone who takes time to talk with you when they have a free time versus someone who frees up their time to talk to you. Tracy, that's 150,000% correct. They want to be close until they see the work that goes on behind the scene. Do you see the difference? Over time, relationships of convenience reveal themselves in many ways, but it only takes a single act of revealing ourselves during times of inconvenience that matters the most. Good friends and lovers tell inconvenient truths, not to hurt you, but to help you. Instead of getting angry, be grateful. Treat truth like gold, even when you are stung by it. Enduring a sacrifice when something doesn't directly impact you is inconvenient. It is also the hallmark of the type of people you want in your life. Sacrifice goes beyond convenience. Responding to another person's inconvenience builds bridges that can last a lifetime. The same applies to your relationship with God. Faith built on convenience is nothing more than a hollow faith. You will never enjoy a close and spiritual relationship with your God until you ask for help when it's not convenient. Seek relationships that can withstand the rigors of life and the inconveniences that both sides will need help with over time. You want convenience? That's best left to a visit to a fast food restaurant for a quarter pounder with cheese. You want people in your life who are glad and willing to accept the consequences of inconvenience. It is a direct reflection of their character and their level of respect for you. Tapping into the right kind of inconvenience, because there is a right kind of inconvenience. Ask yourself these questions. What kind of life do I want to lead? Who are the people I want in my life? What are my standards for reaching the goals that I have? Let me say them again. Write these down. Write these down. What kind of life do I want to lead? Who are the people I want in my life? What are my standards for reaching the goals that I have? My gosh. Will you get the answers you want by living a convenient life? I'll save you the trouble of having to think about it. The answer is a big, fat no. No. When you have these answers, you'll be well on your way to understanding how much of what kind of inconvenience you'll tolerate in your life. How will you know if these answers are your truth or not? Simple. The best and most productive people in the world pursue inconvenient things and handle them with a temperament of equanimity. Equanimity is the key. When you can achieve mental calmness, composure, and control, especially in a difficult situation, you will know you have tapped into the right kind of inconvenience. Inconvenience is a direct corollary to the amount of commitment that you have. I'm going to sip my water real quick. Inconvenience is a direct corollary to the amount of commitment that you have. As legendary motivator Ken Blanchard explains it, there is a difference between interest and commitment. Oh my gosh. When you're interested in doing something, you only do it when it's convenient. When you're committed to doing something, you accept no excuses, only results. So are you interested or are you committed? Oh my word. That whole paragraph. When you accept only results, you are practicing a form of equanimity because you will only accept one outcome. Distractions and a lesser level of performance are stripped away. See, when you choose success, when you choose the path that no matter what it feel like and all of that, when you choose all of that, y'all, when you choose all of that, you don't actually you don't make excuses. See, coach, I was going to do X, Y, and Z, but I wasn't When you accept only results, you are practicing a form of equanimity because you will only accept one outcome. Distractions and a lesser level of performance are stripped away. You are calm and composed because your path is clear. See, my path is clear, y'all. I know what I'm going for. It's on my board right there. 50,000 volume a week consistently. Black Diamond is the near future goal. My path is clear. I know what I want. I don't make no excuses. I don't be like, don't nobody want to buy my product. That's a lie. Nobody might want to buy your product because maybe you don't look like you use your product. My path is clear. Equanimity is essential when you're doing inconvenient things. Without it, you'll eventually burn out. You can't sustain inconvenient efforts and rise to another level unless you approach life with the right mental mindset. Although equanimity is essential, it can be too much of a good thing as well. Some people are really calm, too calm. They have a ton of equanimity in their lives, but they never try anything difficult. Let me tell y'all something. Them too calm, they always slow moving, slow talking, slow walking. They scare me. Because I'm looking like, well, whatever causes you any urgency? Now, I watch people that are calm about everything else. Let some food come out. And they the first to the front of the line. Because they're afraid of not being able to pack up what they want to put on their plate. Afraid that ain't going to be much left of what they want. Now, watch them same people with no urgency anywhere else in their life. When it comes to food and alcohol and desserts, run. They have a ton of equanimity in their lives, but they never try anything difficult. That creates a false sense of equanimity. To be successful, you must combine inconvenience and equanimity. Let's look up the word equanimity. Let's see what the definition of the word equanimity is. This is so good. The definition of equanimity is mental calmness, composure, and evenness of temper, especially in a difficult situation. He said they not laid back, they lazy. So where y'all thought equanimity meant like laid back, no, it means that you can handle being calm through difficult situations. That's what equanimity means. Not like sitting back, chill. That's not what equanimity means. Equanimity means that even when there's pressure, you don't fold because there's pressure. See, when pressure arises, y'all, I start looking for immediately, I'm looking for solutions. I don't want to, well, he did this, and because she did that, and he did this, and then they did that, and then this one did that, and she did. I don't want to hear all that. What is the solution? Because we can sit around talking about how it happened for months and years. What is the solution? To be successful, you must combine inconvenience and equanimity, which is a form of emotional control rooted in your thoughts. Equanimity is a form of emotional control rooted in your thoughts. That is why I told y'all, emotions are not feelings. They are your thoughts. This is so good. Equanimity is a form of emotional control rooted in your thoughts. Inconvenient deeds are based in your actions. It's not easy. I've struggled with this over the years. I've been pretty good about doing difficult things, but not always the requisite equanimity. I've succeeded, but with more chaos and stress than was necessary. I'm not alone. Many mega achievers do inconvenient things every day, but they're not happy. So to those people, I say this. If you can't enjoy the beautiful bounties bestowed upon you with equanimity, you're not living your best life. That's what I said, Tracy. Let me put that as a bar. That's bars. You told me a long time ago, broke ain't cute, and broke can't be me, because broke ain't cute. See, people think they not broke because they got money. Just because you got money don't mean you're not broke. Because there might be some other things that are broke, especially if your health ain't right. There's other things that are broke. So there are some people that got money that are broke because they broke in. Inconvenience is essential, but you must make sure you practice it in the right way to achieve the best possible results in your life. So ends chapter 14, and we will be reading chapter 15 of The Power of One More by Ed Mylett next week. One more and defining leadership. Don't miss this next Monday. If you, oh, wait. Next Monday is actually a holiday. It is actually being observed as July the 4th on the 3rd. We probably will not be here next Monday. Okay, I got guests that'll be here in town this weekend. So we probably will not be here next Monday. I know people going to want to go see the fireworks and stuff like that, go get a good seat. So we will not be here next Monday. Maybe I'll pick a different day. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. Y'all watch for the announcement, okay? But if you I know that chapter was so good. One more, defining leadership. If you want to lift yourself up, lift someone else up. Booker T. Washington. I am so excited about getting to chapter 15, y'all. We're almost done. We are almost done. So listen, y'all. And you know what? I want to take a moment to enjoy, right? We will be reading Think and Grow Rich as our very next book, right? Think and Grow Rich is our next book. As we dive into our next book, will be Think and Grow Rich. Don't read it, just get it. You know, I picked this book up off my shelf. This is such a good book. I picked this book up off my shelf the other day, and it says Emotionally Healthy Spirituality, right? And I don't know, I was just over there looking through some books as I was praying and asking God to show us where our next book was, what we would get ready to read. And the title of this, the cover of this book rather, says, It's Impossible to be spiritually mature while remaining emotionally immature. Y'all, all I know is it's grow up time, right? The chapter was excellent. There's a lot of internal work that we need to do, right? So we're reading Think and Grow Rich as our next book. We will not be here next Monday, but watch for the post. I'm certain that I will be posting what we're going to be doing as far as when the next book club is. I don't know if I want to go a whole nother week because I want to get out of this book. I want to get done. All right. So watch for the post, you guys. I am so grateful that all of you decided to join us. And so listen, I want you to remember this, that no matter what's going on in your life, you must remember that you can live again, laugh again, hope again, dream again, and you most certainly can bling again. I want you to have a blingtastic rest of your evening, a blingtastic rest of your week. Pay it forward. Do a good deed and be kind to one another. Make sure that you are subscribed to Bling TV 3765, and we'll see you guys on the next one, right? We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you could do about it. Good night, and God bless you all.